Alrighty, welcome back. This is Aussie Gamer 17 and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Achievement College. Today we're playing Prison Architect and we're going for the achievement Spare the Rod, which is to stop a riot of 50 or more prisoners in Prison Architect or Prison Warden mode. Alright, so we're going to be going into Prison Architect mode and I'm going to show you exactly how to get this achievement. So first off, straight into a new prison, no need to load anything else up. Of course, if you already have something going, you might be able to do it, but we're going into a new prison, custom difficulty because we want unlimited funds. Not that it really matters, don't need a lot in this, but that's what we're going with for this particular achievement. Alright, first thing you want to do is just speed up time to max. It'll help speed things up. Then we're going to hire more workmen to get our construction done faster. We're going to get about 60 total of the workmen to do our building for us. Then we're going to move across and hire us some guards. We'll get about 20 guards total as well. Next we want to build our first structure, or what we're doing is we're going to put in a perimeter wall. This just helps with potential escapes once we've got the riot started. We want to keep the prisoners locked in so we've got more rioters so that we've got that 50. So just approximately that size, a perimeter wall for now. Okay, and we'll also chuck a couple of doors into our wall so that we can get the prisoners in. Post a comment though, guys. I've had a bit of trouble with the doors on perimeter walls not working. The workmen and guards and things can't get in and out, and I end up having to put in new doors, replace the initial doors that I've put in there. Now what we're doing is just a concrete structure, and this is actually going to be a holding cell that we're making here. Should explain that. I probably should have said something earlier. That's what we're doing. We're making one large holding cell and we're going to make that fit approximately 100 odd prisoners, and that's what's going to cause our riot. One big holding cell, so no individual cells at all. And now we're just putting a utility room next to this structure that we're creating to be our holding cell. That gives you a rough idea there if you look at the size of it. I've been playing around with a few different sizes in terms of like cramming them all in and that sort of thing, but this seems to be the way that we're going to do it. What I'm doing here is just extending the delivery zone. Just makes it easier for them when we're getting parts dropped off, and also when the prisoners are getting dropped off, for them all to just sort of fit and get moved into the cells a lot quicker. So now we're marking out the holding cell. Make sure you don't cover the doors if you have already put them in as well. That can stuff up your holding cell and it won't allow you to complete the room. And now we'll put a large prison door into the holding cell as well. And now we need to meet the requirements of a holding cell. We're going to put in some toilets. Put a few in just down the bottom. It'll just help things sort of stay a little bit calm. We don't want the riot to start before we've got all of our prisoners in the holding cells. Now what we're going to do is put a whole heap of beds. I've experimented with this a little bit, played around with it. I initially wanted to do this without putting in any beds and just fill the room with the prisoners. But I find that maybe the intake... can't guarantee this, but maybe the intake increases slightly better when you've got the beds. And here what I'm doing actually is replacing these doors, because as you can see there, the workers are saying they can't get in and out. So that's an issue that we've got, and that's why I'm getting all these red spots. They're saying they can't complete the work that I've given them. Alright, so now that I've fixed up, I've put 2 extra doors in, they can get in and out, and now I'm going to continue putting the beds in. I'll just I'm going to cut the video here and I'll meet you guys once I've put all the beds in. And there we are. I've actually just put in 99 beds for now, hoping that that'll help us get the intake. And what I've also done is I've ran some power just to the lights, and that you don't have to do that. That's basically just so that I can see a little bit better if it comes to night time when the riot's on. And I've also ran water to the toilets. That is important, so make sure you do that as well. And now what we're going to do is just hurry up and wait, basically. So we're just going to keep time sped up, and we're going to wait until we can intake approximately 120 prisoners, but not including minimum security. We don't want to intake any minimum security. I've tested this as well, and I've found that the minimum security prisoners don't tend to get involved in the riot, so your riot numbers are harder to get above 50. So what I'm going to do now is skip the video ahead and a few in-game days until we've got the right sort of numbers. So I'll meet you guys on the other side. Alright, so now I've skipped forward to day 8. What I actually want to do though first, I've had to rehire my workmen. So if you were like me and got rid of them earlier, grab some more workmen, and we need to demolish where we've had all these doors, the ones that didn't work and the ones that do. And the reason we're doing that is we want the guards to take in the prisoners as quickly as possible, as little hold up as possible, because we want all the prisoners into the holding cell as quickly as possible so that they don't get stuck outside when a riot starts, because if there's a riot already going, no more prisoners will enter. The guards won't take them in. So, and now we can actually go into intake, and what we want is as many maximum security and medium security prisoners as possible. So it looks like we've got 75 of one and 79 of the other, and let's just max those out. And then what we'll need to do is just wait with the time sped up, wait again until 8 AM the following in-game day. But before we go, I'll quickly just fix some of the perimeter wall. We're just preparing ourselves for once the prisoners are inside, because what we want to do once the prisoners are in is fully construct the wall so there's no gaps, no doors or anything, and that's to prevent as many escapes as possible. And now I will skip the video ahead until the prisoners arrive. And here's our first green prisoner truck arriving with our first lot of prisoners. They'll all come one truck at a time, and what you want to do is watch very closely, because as soon as the last prisoners are taken inside the holding cell, we want to pause the in-game time. So just keep an eye on it and wait for the last prisoner to be taken inside. Okay, so there's the last prisoner being taken in. So pause in-game time, and there's two things we want to do as quickly as possible. Yeah, there he is. I've got time moving normal, and they've slowly taken the last one in. So pause time, and the first thing we want to do is go into staff, and we want to fire all of our guards now. Just fire all of them that you can. The reason we're doing that is if any small riots start up, the guards go in and they squash the riot as quickly as possible, and it prevents the riot from getting above 50. I mean, it's still possible, but it definitely makes it a little bit harder. So get rid of all the guards, as many as you can. Some might still be left if they're already unconscious, already been in a fight. And then the second thing we need to do is fill in this gap in the wall as quickly as possible, because if a big riot does start, they'll break down the gates and they'll be able to escape out this gap in the wall. So that's why I'm adding a few more workmen, because I want this job done as quickly as possible. Time's still paused, but we'll move forward now. And now all we're doing is we're speeding up time and waiting for a riot to start, and then when a riot does start, we're going to watch the counter at the top of the screen there, and as soon as it tells us that there's more than 50 rioters, and it will go up quite quickly all of a sudden. I think it gets into the 70s before I'm able to pause it. As soon as it gets anywhere near that, or anywhere above 50, we're going to pause game time. And then what you want to do is just outside the holding cell, but inside the perimeter wall, is hire up as many guards as you want or as you can. Hire them all up, and they'll go in and try and break up the riot as quickly as possible. And here are the first signs of the riot just sort of starting out now, and you'll see things escalate very, very quickly. And before I know it, the amount of rioters is up in the 70s, and I need to quickly pause game time. And with game time paused, what we're going to do is head into staff, or hire staff, go across to guards, and right here, I was incorrect before, you can do it inside the holding cell. We're going to hire 50 guards straight away, right there. And then what we'll do once we've got enough is we'll move time forward just to normal speed, and see if these guards can take control of this riot. If they seem to be getting overpowered, or it's not, the riot numbers aren't going down, just hire some more guards. I think I do need to do that in this particular run. I may not have needed to. I think you just do. So whether or not you want to just hire 100 or so straight off the bat, you can do that. We've got unlimited funds, but here I am putting in about another 30 or 40 guards. And just trying to get a hold of this riot. And what you'll see is that riot numbers will slowly come down and down and down. And when it gets to somewhere near 0, our achievement will pop. That'll be it there. You won't see the achievement pop here on my screen because I accidentally got that pop for me in a practice run. So you won't see it there, but that riot is under control. It was over 50, and there's our achievement. And there's the bell. Another class dismissed for Achievement College. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I hope it helped, and if it did, please remember to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for plenty more Achievement College achievement guides to come. But until then, I'm going to catch you all next time.